really quick recap. We'll kind of start it here. So our main character, which is actually from Black Mirror 2, he wasn't in Black Mirror 1, he was originally named Darren Michaels. We had met up with this girl named Angelina, and she was kind of flirty. They were starting a thing, and then she got in trouble. We broke her out of jail, and then she went back to England. She sent us a letter. We had to go there to try to help her. And then as we're trying to help her, we are back in the setting for Black Mirror 1, which is really cool to see. But what we kind of found out is she was duping us the entire time, and she wasn't really in need of help. She needed us for some kind of crazy ritual. So she kind of got us at gunpoint to help perform this ritual because we are part of the Gordon family. Our name, Darren Michaels, is not really our character's name. It's Adrian Gordon. So she used us to complete this ritual. She died in the process. But then we opened up this book, said some incantations, bled on it, and now something crazy is going on, but I'm not exactly sure what's going to happen. Okay, let's actually start this, guys. That'll be a good start to the VOD. Fingers crossed everything works. Hey, Raul, how's it going? So he's trying to flee the scene of the crime, it looks like.
Help me, I'm being chased. They're actors, they're gonna kill me. The order, the academy has collapsed. My sister and my mother are dead.
Don't I know you from somewhere?
That's just what I was going to say. That's the bloke we've been looking for. That's the Yang.
What?
Uh-oh.
Well, what a coincidence, Mr. Michaels. I'm arresting you on suspicion of the murder of Miss Amanda Valley. Probably for arson, too.
What? No.
Take him away, Constable.
You know, that sounds familiar, Therapy. I remember the speech being kind of quiet before. Oh, they're finding the dead body that we found earlier.
Damn.
Yeah, this is jumping right into the
Call in the lads. There's nothing more we can do here.
stuff from the first game.
Didn't set us.
Why not? Perhaps she was cold and set herself
Once
on fire.
I have control, I'll try to
God's
fix the
sake, she
game
was
volume.
murdered. Am I the only one round here with half a brain? Anyway, we are not going to find any more clues. It's been raining all night. You stay here and wait for the cavalry. I'll go down to the village and ask some questions.
Bit early for a beer, isn't it, Inspector?
I'm here on official business, Tom.
It wasn't me, honest. Me brother Bobby's me witness.
I hate that guy.
Do you know Amanda Valley?
Yes, unfortunately. I still owe her money.
Well, hold on to it.
Heck, why? Is she dead?
You could say that. Burned. Probably last night between 6 p.m. and midnight. Where were you at that time?
Hey, Inspector, you know I wouldn't kill anyone. Especially not over a few quid. I was out with Bobby at a theme park, Alton Towers. Got home pretty late, went straight to bed.
So, do you know if Miss Valley had any enemies?
Apart from the Gordons,
The Gordons.
her brother was caught up by that Samuel chap. I guess that was before your time. Since then, she's absolutely hated that family. Have you seen her flat? It's bloody mad, I tell you.
Any other tips?
Have you seen that Yank that's been sneaking around here recently?
What's that sound?
I'd check him out if I were you. He's the one with the blood in his hands. He was chatting with Amanda Valley in front of the pub a few days ago. He asked me about a tackle for robbing houses. No idea why he came to me, but
I don't know.
it sounded pretty suspicious.
Interesting start to the game. Are we going to play this guy? 6 hours
Holy,
prior to
She
arrest.
really hadn't gotten over it. What have we got here? Interesting.
Read that when there's a break,
Ah,
please.
Darren Michaels, Bedford, Maine, last week. I'll bet anyone 10 quid that's the yank Tom was talking about.
Inspector! Inspector, the castle's on fire!
Oh, great. As if a burnt corpse wasn't enough. Come on.
Just listen to what I've got to say first. You can't just...
Come on, get in the car.
Caught with a flaming torch next to a burning castle.
I don't remember the
If this
fire
is
in
my
the last
ticket
one.
out of this dump, then God only knows.
We were like in a cave or something at the end of the second game. Plot twist, the game plays itself. I mean, I'm used to an intro, but it's crazy how seamless it is with the events of the first game. It wasn't really much of a recap. Kate's kind of game. 3 weeks later. All right.
So, you fell in love with this woman?
Angelina.
Fell in love with Angelina without knowing she was your sister. She lured you to England, to Black Mirror Castle, the castle of your ancestors, to use you as a key for an old ritual. That's right, isn't it? Do me a favor and put the lighter down, all right? You said it had something to do with a curse, Adrian.
You tell me. All I know is that I drizzled blood on a book and read out incomprehensible words.
Yep.
And then bang, black all around me. And the next thing I can remember, there were sounds in the woods behind me getting nearer. All in all, a grade A nightmare. The ritual probably worked, and now I'm possessed by a centuries-old evil soul that wants to bend my mortal body to its purpose.
Probably true.
You believe you're carrying a second soul. Oh,
Just
Adrian,
a Tuesday.
I know that feeling well. But believe me, no one is cursed. Children always believe they're to blame for grown-up suffering. These feelings of guilt have branded themselves into your soul. So, how was it for you to meet your biological mother after all these years? You said you didn't have much time to talk to her.
No, she was taken hostage by Angelina. They both died shortly afterwards. They fell into the abyss in the ritual chamber.
In the ritual chamber. Exactly. And your foster mother in America. Did you have a chance to talk to her about it?
No,
Not really.
she was in a coma, and then she died.
All right, then. Perhaps we should forget about the women in your family for the time being and turn to more happy matters.
I don't think we've met
Let's
the
talk
therapist
about your
before.
father. Wait a minute, Constable. We are not finished yet.
Yeah, we're still in England, right?
Perhaps we can
Wales?
leave that till tomorrow.
As you wish.
I don't mean to interrupt, but the inspector has something important he needs to talk with Mr. Michaels about. And you know what the inspector's like. It's about the bail.
Is it still not high enough for him? There's no one who would spend a penny on me anyway.
Don't say that.
All right, Doc. Have you got a spare 5,000 pounds?
Yes. Well, I can't do that, Adrian. I'm your doctor.
Come on.
Mr. Michaels, come along now, please.
If there's anything you want to talk about, Adrian, I'm here most of the time. And Zach, tell the inspector he should keep to the arranged times. I don't burst in when he's in the middle of an interrogation.
Yes, Mum, I'll tell him.
So,
So-
how's your abused little arsonist soul? Stroked better by the nice doctor? I hope you see the burning faces of the 4 poor souls you have on your conscience every single night.
Thanks for asking.
You know what? I'm starting to run out of patience with you. If I could, I'd have you deported. Your fellow countrymen should be made to endure your fairy tales. Unfortunately, I can't do
I
that.
think we'd love to be
If you'd
deported right
led
now.
a decent investigation, then you'd have found evidence for my fairy tales a good while back.
And now the little thug wants to tell me how to do my job. Constable Zach was down in the sewers for 2 days, and what did he find? Nothing. And Miss Valley's also mysterious order. Nonsense. No one here has even heard of it.
They had an assembly chamber in the mine, and Victoria knows about it too.
Assembly chamber. Don't make me laugh. Miss Valley gave lectures on the cursed Gordon clan in there. And the old biddy hasn't spoken since the fire.
Gordon clan? Old Biddy? Stop talking about my family like that.
Your family. Yeah, well, you'd actually fit in with those loonies.
Whatever. Can I go back to my cell now?
Unfortunately, I have to throw you out of your little paradise. Someone's paid your bail.
Sweet.
What did you say? Who?
Doesn't seem to be a friend of yours. Wanted to stay anonymous. Well, whatever. Get your things and get out of here. But don't go too far. Otherwise, I'll have to put you on the wanted list. That would be pretty much the most stupid
It's our
thing
family,
that could
right?
happen to you.
I can well believe it.
All the better. So be a good boy and go collect your things from your apartment.
Yeah, Raul, there isn't any connection between this and the TV series. Okay, I can play. How do I get to options? There we go. Okay, sweet. So Blaze, I did read your message. Just because it required a little bit of chatting and explanation, I didn't want to break it up too much. So, I don't know of anything to change how the auto correcting works. I might be able to turn it off altogether. I haven't really looked in the options, but I'll check that out. And if not, I can contact them on their Discord and see what they say about that. That was your first thought. Actually, that was my first thought too, Pepper, when I'd heard about that. Actually, I think before Therapy even mentioned this game, I think I might have seen something on... They actually remade the original game sometime last year, I think it was. So I saw something about that. But yeah, the accent's ridiculous. Okay, so before we continue, I think we can leave the game volume where it is, at least on this. I'm going to turn down... Let's turn down the master volume, maybe? No, we want the master volume up. We want to turn down music a bit. We want to turn down sound effects a bit. And ambient a bit. Okay, let's try that, just so that we can hopefully have better sounding voices, but everything else isn't overtaking it. Let me know how the volume is now. I love the Secret of Monkey Island games, Hasifa. I've played the first one, the third one, the fourth one, and the Telltale. I never played the second one. He actually recommended that Spider Monkey play him because he loves pirate stuff. So yeah, as far as like interface wise, this looks identical to me to the first one, or I guess to the second one.
That's Chief Inspector Spooner, the man that made the last 3 weeks of my life a living hell. A real ray of sunshine.
Is the volume of that okay? Yeah, grade A prick. Now, we talked to this guy before, right? Now, I think, was there a button to look at everything? Yes, okay, spacebar. If you hold the spacebar button, it shows you everything you can interact with. But is he a big spooner? He's definitely a little spooner.
Cold coffee. The emergency call center. As you can see, it's manned around the clock.
I will say I'm happy that it's the same voice actor. How do you know, John? I'm just guessing. He's all talk.
The police
Hey,
archive.
Skywalker. How's it going,
There
dude?
aren't very many files, but lots of them are labeled Gordon.
Grab them when he's not looking.
I prefer some coffee. As far as I know, there's no evidence room here. Collected evidence is kept in these lockers.
God,
always
yes.
locked.
He is very... a little bit inconsistent, but mostly a very Boston accent. So we can go to the cells, or go to the village square. I want to see if I can go to the cells. They'll probably stop me because I'm not actually arrested anymore. Somebody paid our bail, which my guess is that it's our family because they're loaded. Oh, I missed this. Spacebar will show you all of the available interactive locations in the scene. I gotta check those out. Coffee. You're doing good? Your son just headbutted me in the lip. Oh no, Skywalker. Did he bust it open? That's no bueno.
My reading material for the past 3 weeks. The intellectual outpourings of my frustrated predecessors.
He was stuck here for 3 weeks, I forgot. Once you've obtained all the information about items in the game, then they lose their interactivity. Okay, that I love. I don't think the second game did that. So I can just keep looking at something, and when I don't need to anymore, it just goes away.
Would be nice if it worked.
because usually in these games you get to a point where you run out of things to do, so you're just testing things. So you go through a lot of repeated dialogue.
A garbage dump would be more sterile than these toilets.
He didn't bust it, but it still hurt. Oh, I bet, Skywalker. Aw. How old is your son, by the way?
Only the Willow Creek police know why there's only one locker for a 2-man cell.
That looks like 2 lockers. Oh, 2-man cell, yeah. Hey, I'm glad I came back here.
Pencil, but where's my diary?
Didn't want to lose my pencil. Okay, to look at items in the inventory or to use them, click on them using the right mouse button.
One of the few things I was allowed to take with me into my cell.
I'm kind of surprised they let you take a pencil into your cell. You could totally shiv your roommate with that. Your emoji, yeah, Ginger. And it was floating too, right? And then your dog headbutted you when he was a puppy and I had to get a root canal. Holy cow, what kind of dog was that, Phantasma? And hey, Phantasma, how's it going? That's a hell of a headbutt. That must have been a big doggy.
The locker was open and my diary isn't inside. Damn.
That's no bueno.
Ah, sweet bird of freedom. I'm coming.
Once we get our diary.
The top bunk hasn't been occupied since I've been here. There are people in the adjacent cell sometimes, though. It doesn't smell as bad as it did at first. The wash basin, also known as the spare toilet.
Do you think this guy reached through and snagged our diary?
The road to freedom? More like the little turd's road to his big brother.
Oh, a French bulldog. Yeah, not a huge dog, but they're thick, right? Oh gosh, the root canal is expensive as he was. Oof. Animals are expensive. There's a lot of things you don't think about.
Tiles. Why should the floor look any better than the rest?
All right, let's talk to our buddy Matt. Yeah, Matt. Matt the cactus.
My friendly fellow inmate, Matt Newcastle.
Newcastle.
One of those kind of people that my mother always warned me about.
I love Newcastle beer. He goes into the cell to talk to him?
You seen my diary?
Your diary? And here's me thinking it belonged to some nutter.
I knew it.
I don't know what happened to me in the ritual chamber. What went wrong?
How did you get into my locker? Stop that. Constable!
Or worse, what if nothing went wrong? What if Mordred has been freed and has taken possession of me and is making me do his bidding? Please, somebody help me. Stop me from becoming a murderer.
He's tearing it up.
Give that here, you bastard!
I don't want to be Mordred's puppet. I want this fiend to disappear, back to the hell he crawled out of.
I'll have you. I'll kill you.
Boo-hoo!
Reach in and grab it.
I don't want to be a murderer. Boo-hoo! Don't make me crap myself. I'm so scared.
Uh-oh. What'd you do, Samuel Gordon?
Hey.
Oh.
What's wrong with you?
Oh.
Hey, Scarface. Oh, forget it. You
That was
nutter.
awesome. It's starting. We're possessed. Ouch. Definite ouch. That was cool. And this is why I don't have a diary. Just in case some crazy inmate takes it and starts teasing you. It could happen to anybody. Can I talk to him
I don't know
again?
what's going on with me just now, but I'd rather just keep my distance from that guy.
So, more backstory. In the first game, we were Samuel Gordon, which is one of this guy's ancestors. Wasn't his dad, was it? I don't remember the exact relationship. But Samuel Gordon thought he was totally normal and going around investigating murders. We found out that he was actually the one causing the murders later on down the line in the game. So there's some kind of family curse that possessed him and did that. So we're thinking after the rituals, maybe the same thing just happened to us. What the hell was that mini demonic cutscene? We were just imagining we were killing somebody. Don't you guys do that? Isn't that totally normal?
I don't know what's going on with me.
Okay, we can't talk to him anymore. All right, I think we're done here. Yeah, Newcastle is one of the few beers my parents always have stocked.
Can you sign here, please, just to confirm that you've read the bail conditions and that you've been instructed to register with Dr. Winterbottom every day. This here is a declaration of your state of health at the time of your provisional release.
But there's only good or very good on there.
So, you're not feeling so good then?
No.
Well, don't forget to sign it then.
Good or very good? That's awesome.
Here's your wallet. I keep the passport.
Sounds about right.
And you need to sign here that you got your things back.
You promise with all this signing you haven't secretly slipped a confession in there, too?
That's not permitted.
Ah, so I'm in luck then. Just a minute, I was being a bit premature. There's 500,000 missing.
You should have checked for that before signing for it.
Uh-oh.
Any subsequent complaints have to be addressed to our regional HQ in Bristol.
All right, just a joke. Is that it then?
Give me my money.
Yes. You're free to go now, Mr. Michaels.
Amen.
Mr. Michaels?
Something else to sign?
No. I just wanted to inform you that your solicitor is assuming you're going to call him soon. Here's his card.
Solicitor, this is the
Got
person
it.
that paid
Catch
for our
you later,
bail?
Constable.
I thought he wanted to remain anonymous.
Free at last. Well, relatively. At least I can now prove my innocence by my own means. Now, let's see what my lawyer wants from me.
Okay, now have we been here before, or is this a brand new place? To call somebody up, use their business card on either a telephone or a telephone box. Nice. Oh, it's a lawyer. Well, that would make sense. Dr. Jones.
My lawyer's business card. Would never have thought I'd need one of those.
It's a good thing your lawyer tracked you down to, Wales.
A letterbox. Nothing special. A letterbox. A letterbox.
Okay, so now this one's lying to me. Usually it would say it would go away when there's nothing else to do with it, but not going away.
A barrel. It says Willow Creek Corner Shop on it.
So this is the same square, but from a different angle. That was my first thought therapy is, I don't think we ever went into this old-fashioned shop or this police station, but this fairground booth, wasn't this where that jerk was like selling, like chili or something? I thought this was like a chili stand. Although that kind of looks like a pretzel from that angle, I'm not sure.
Fresh vegetables. A very paltry selection. I prefer the frozen variety.
Ooh, architecture style. You got me there, Ginger. It looks cool. Whoa, we scared the hell out of her, didn't we?
What's her problem?
Dang. Oh, Victorian.
The latest prices of apples, bread, and milk are written on this big board. Milk.
Milk. What does that say? Milk? Hungry. Oh, Happy Cow? Happy Cow Organization? Or Happy Cow something or other? I don't know.
All the most important newspapers are there. The Final Times, The Moon, Daily Black Mirror, and the Willow Creek Telegraph.
How are the voices and the ambient sounds and the music balance now? Sounds better in my head, anyway.
A random selection. There's everything from romantic novels to Zen guidebooks.
Happy Cow Organization. I can't quite tell what that... I mean, that could be anything, but... Sounds much better. Thank you, please. Voices are still a little quiet. We could still turn down everything else a bit more. Here's sound effects. I mean, the voices can't go any higher than 100%. They just somehow made everything else really quiet. Let's see. Let me turn up the stream volume a little bit and then turn down some of those other ones. Okay. That. It could be the master volume. I also just have the game turned down slightly. I want it to be quieter than my voice, you know? Okay, let's try this. It's tutor. Oh, cool. I never even heard of that. Janie, how's it going? Why do your legs hurt? Too much swimming. Oh, that's like one of my favorite kinds of
This
exercises.
open bag of coffee beans makes the shop smell real nice.
Coffee.
That'll have gherkins in it.
The hell are gherkins?
A shopping basket. I don't need it. I'm only having a look around.
A two-door. Still don't know what that is. That's the architecture style.
I hope you only want to cut up veggies with that. Sir?
Whoa. I'm liking how this game is starting.
Some very nice knives.
Is he joking or is he like actually getting possessed already?
Huge eggs from huge chickens. I don't know why, but I find that funny.
Everybody's rightly afraid of us.
Instant porridge, soup in packets, and masses of powdered pudding. The infamous English cuisine at a glance.
Ooh, a future TLAB? Nice.
Tea, and oh, look, tea.
Those are some nice knives. So you're playing as a psychopath. So we weren't a psychopath before, Raul. We played the entire first game, just trying to find out what the heck was going on, trying to help somebody out. And then we got involved in some crazy situation where we did a weird demonic ritual. And now we're starting to act weird. Well, you found out yesterday you have Achilles tendonitis, so my doctor wants me to work out my leg more. That's like one of the best workouts you could do, Janie. Nice.
A hint of France and Willow Creek. Walking maps of the area. Indispensable for a suspected murderer out on bail, like myself.
Yoink. Can you grab one?
The shopkeeper's looking at me like I'm a thief. Or worse.
Well, then pay for it.
The shopkeeper's looking.
Okay, I think we need to distract him, or distract her, so we can take that.
Candy for kids. Although I haven't seen a single one so far.
They're all staying very far from you. The $50 budget for the voice actors in this game. Shano, you should have seen the first one. This is actually a good improvement over the first one. Actually, for these type of games, it's not as bad as I would have expected.
A cash register. Brand? Fossil.
I mean, certain characters worse than other ones, but I would say the first game had more stilted voices. More stilted. I am Samuel
Various
Gordon.
Smoking products. Tobacco, cigars, stuff for pipes. The inhabitants of Willow Creek seem to really enjoy smoking.
I want to say, Pepper, this is all in his head, but if it wasn't, yeah, he'd be scaring everybody.
Yeah, that's how I like vegetables. Microwave ready on top of a steak. Ice cream. My favorite flavors. And a good size, too. Wow, a huge fridge. It's the Eco Freezer 100. At least that's what's written on it.
It's crazy how many little details these games let you look at.
My mom always used to say, an apple a day keeps the doctor away. Well, one of my moms.
Agreed, Raul. I'm so happy that I don't have to read everything. I get a little break. My voice needed a break.
Brandy, spirits, and various types of whiskey. Everything an aching heart could wish for.
Okay, we've looked at everything. Let's talk to her.
That must be... Hello.
What do you want?
This is a shop, isn't it? Then maybe I want to buy something?
Okay.
Does everybody know who we are because of the news, maybe? Maybe we were on the news, so they just know who we are already. Okay, so we have 5 things we can talk to her about. Let's ask her about ourselves.
I'm Darren, by the way.
I know exactly who you are.
Oh, really?
We're not Darren.
Who am I then?
You're the arsonist who was in the newspaper.
I'm not gonna set your shop on fire. Anyway, I'm innocent.
Oh, I'm sure you are. But please, don't stay too long. Otherwise, I will have to call the police.
Yeah, right.
And without a telephone, I'll just use my whistle.
So she doesn't have a phone.
What is this? Willow Creek's main shopping drag?
Oh, we've got everything that people need here. Usually, you can order too, but then it'll be delivered next week, if that's okay with you.
That won't be necessary. I'm just having a look around.
Yeah, I mean, she does work therapy right next to the police station, so a whistle might actually be useful. Arsonist farcinist. Give me that Snickers. Let's ask about that old woman that we scared off.
The old woman who just ran out. Could it be that she's a little crazy?
Dorothy? Oh no, she's just as crazy as you are. I mean, she's fine. The whistle was her idea.
Oh. Okay, let's ask her about herself.
Are you scared of me?
Of course not. I've got my whistle. As soon as anyone comes too close, I blow it. And it's so loud, even the gravedigger in Wormhill can hear it.
Clever, Abaya.
How do you know my name?
You've got that little badge on?
Oh, yeah.
By the way, your name's quite uncommon, Abaya. Where does it come from?
It's Indian. Don't you like it?
Oh, I do. It sounds very pretty. Does it mean anything?
The fearless one.
Yeah, I don't know about that. Done. This is great. I love playing the kind of bad possessed guy in this game. Okay, let's ask about the map.
I'd like to buy one of these walking maps.
Please, take it.
That noise.
You don't need to come to the till. It's on the house.
Oh. Thank you very much. See ya.
I hope not.
I'll also take some of that ice cream if you don't mind. Yeah, you would think that he would recognize the accent.
It's the news on a news channel. I assume it's gonna be like that all day. Maybe they show documentaries about heavy trucks or aircraft carriers in between the bulletins. But I'm not interested.
So we're not on the news right now. That's good.
That's a Transylvanian-sized portion of garlic. We can assume the shop won't be attacked by vampires.
What do you guys think of vampires and garlic? Not many vampire stories actually deal with garlic. One of my favorite movies, though, back when I was a kid was The Lost Boys, and I think garlic did hurt vampires in that one. We should probably see if we can look at these diary pages. Can you guys hear Andy, like, yelling from across the house? Or is that just me? I think only one of them is real, John. Oh, allergic reaction. Did you guys hear it? I think what she's trying to do is give Georgie a haircut. And you know how Georgie is. He's probably nipping at her, so she'll yell, "Ow!" to, like, get him to stop. Let me close my door real quick. Okay, that should be a bit better. Dogs and haircuts. Poor Andy. I do give Gus a haircut. Tuesday, how is it going? Welcome. Yeah, I give Gus a haircut, and Andy does me, Jesse, and Georgie. That was Andy that you could hear back there, yeah. Going, ow, ow. Reminds me of Bart Simpson, that episode where I think Lisa's trying to do some kind of experiment, and there's like it's a candy bar or something, and Bart keeps like zapping himself, trying to get to the candy, like, ow, ow, over and over. Let's see, vampire and werewolf legends come from people getting rabies. I did not know that, Phantasma. That does make sense, though. That's pretty cool. Oh, how did that go, Nate? He was supposed to go for one in March, and then the groomer got shut down. And he's not cooperative. I mean, at least with the owners, you think you'd be able to do a better job than a complete stranger as far as, like, calming them down. Oh, I didn't actually grab a map yet. There we go. I love garlic. Vampires are okay. A little dry. Okay, right-clicking on the walking map, or by pressing the M key, you can open the map of the surrounding area. This will let you go to places you have already visited without any detours. Okay, kind of funny side story. M key map makes sense, right? When I've been playing Elder Scrolls Online with some friends, I always make jokes about what the letters stand for, because, like, M is map. O goes to your friends list. And, like, K goes to skills. Just, like, some of them are random letters that aren't even in the word for the title that they're on. I'm like, where did you come up with this? Okay, I think we're done here. I really want one of these knives, though.
Some very nice knives.
I just love that. 4 hours. Oh my gosh, Nate, that's crazy. But it worked out in the end? Nice. No, your boyfriend sounds like a really cool dude. That's awesome. Oh, we can interact with the barrel here.
A barrel? It says Willow Creek Corner Shop on it. A barrel.
Why does that have gears? It makes me think that I can do something with it.
A barrel.
Or all we can do is look at it. Therapy, you don't want to ask me. I will always say yes to coffee.
An access point to the sewer system. Brings back memories that I'd rather forget.
And you're having tea Tuesday? Nice. I mean, I can't do it right now because I have to be in bed in like 3 hours, so I shouldn't.
You could sit and eat here. There's nothing to buy anymore, though.
Uh-oh. Oh. Oh my gosh. So this is what Andy was doing. I don't know if you guys can see these. I don't want to drop them on my computer. See if my camera will. There we go. All those little burrs were in Georgie. So as she was trying to pull these little burrs out of Georgie's fur, he was biting her. Georgie. Gus hardly ever gets those burrs, but Georgie and Jesse, not an outdoor dog. No, just from going to the bathroom and playing outside a little bit, but yeah, it's crazy. I hate those things. We're probably going to have to spend like a solid day just ripping up weeds and getting them out of the yard. And even then, they fall in the yard, so it's going to take a while for them all to get picked up. But yeah, it's a hassle.
The sorry remains of a sorry annual fair. I don't think there's anything useful here.
Okay, so I don't think this is the same place where the guy was selling chili. Question? What kind of question you got, Janie?
Just a pile of junk.
I think because Gus has such smooth, like,
no
straight
idea
hair,
what the river's called.
he rarely gets those stickies, but Georgie and Jesse, they get them all the time. Hey, here's a telephone box. We can call our lawyer in here. Ooh, Bluetooth waterproof earbuds. Honestly, Janie, when I went on Amazon, there's like 1,000 different varieties, different brands. They're all like Chinese knockoffs, and they're all very similar. But what I looked for was like, they had some rating. I don't know if it was called like IPX or this. It had like some 3-letter acronym as far as like. There's Georgie growling. As far as how waterproof it was, I'll have to find the ones that I got, and I'll post them in Discord, Janie. Hi, Georgie. No, it's crazy. That is an odd... Oh, there it is. IPX8. That might have been what I did. I think I might have bought some IPX7 ones in the past, Janie, and they did not survive water very long. They weren't very waterproof. I had used a telephone booth long time ago, Ginger. Not as an adult, I don't think.
I need to call my lawyer urgently.
Let's do it. So we have to grab the business card and use it there. I think the ones that I got were like $50 or something, Janie. They work out really well.
Mr. Jones from the law firm Jones and Partners.
Hello, Mr. Jones. Darren Michaels here. I was told you wanted to speak to me?
Ah, Mr. Michaels, yes. The investigations are stagnating, rather. As long as there's no evidence for the allegations brought against you, you can't be charged. So that's good. On the other hand, your fellow countrymen want to step into the ring, too. The American embassy is on our backs. That's not so good.
Uh-oh.
And what does that mean? Exactly?
Just a TARDIS.
Well, that you're going to have to sit tight in Willow Creek for quite a while. Inspector Spooner's investigation methods. You implied the last time that you weren't too happy with them?
Yes. It seems to me that Spooner isn't really bothered anymore.
Inspector Spooner just wanted to produce a guilty party and then get the case closed as soon as he could. He has to produce results so that he can get back to London. But he's rather used up all his ammo. Now he's hoping that the embassy will take the case off him so that he doesn't have to chalk it up as a failure.
So he doesn't really seem to be interested in the truth.
No.
Well, the truth, Mr. Michaels, as is generally known, is the invention of a liar. But the fact you've got bail is a good sign. And that someone's been found to pay for it is even better. Perhaps you should have a look yourself, now that you've been released, for some clues or slip-ups in the investigation. Would be best if you could get a copy of your files.
Yeah, I kind of got the idea, Blaze, that he is from America, our lawyer that we're talking to, because he says you're going to be stuck there for a while, not stuck here for a while, you know?
Are you convinced that I'm innocent, Mr. Jones?
Of course, Mr. Michaels. Do you think I could represent you if I wasn't? Nevertheless, we should hurry up and find some solid evidence to prove it.
This is like the opposite of number 2, where we were helping somebody else get out of jail. Now we have to help ourselves get out of jail.
This somebody who you maintain means well has paid the bail anonymously. Can you find out who it was?
No problem. But it'll take a couple of days.
I mean, if they paid anonymously, how would you find out? Therapy session.
How long do I have to put up with this psychotherapy?
You're gonna have to hang in there for a few more rounds at least. It's in your best interest.
The last assessment was rejected. What good can it do?
Forget about the authorities. You ever thought that you might actually need therapy?
Do you think I'm crazy?
Aren't we all?
I do now.
But seriously, Mr. Michael, try and do something about your mental condition. If you end up having to face a lawsuit in the States, your family's mental history isn't going to impress the jury one bit. So stop blocking shots and come out from behind your guard, man.
It's an interesting way of putting it. I like that. Samuel Gordon. Everyone needs therapy.
You said I should have another look at my file. Is it really so easy to do that?
Well, it depends on the inspector in charge. But if you flatter him a little, he might let you have a look.
This guy doesn't like
Otherwise,
us.
I could request a copy and send it on to you.
That's gonna take too long. I'll try to get my hands on it myself.
Yeah, this investigator, he doesn't like us at all.
Mr. Jones, did you find out anything about my identity? The police here don't seem to be putting any effort into it.
Like our real
Yes.
name?
Concerning your identity, Mr. Michaels, it's hard to prove anything at the moment. Find documents, birth certificates, that kind of thing. But don't forget to go to your therapy sessions.
Whatever. I'll be in touch.
Keep your head up. Attack is the best form of defense.
Now, I'm trying to remember Spooner from the first game. I feel like most of the police interaction we had was in Maine, wasn't it? How much police interaction did we have when we came here to Wales? Is it Wales? Is that right?
Rainwater, but there are lots of them around. You know, just in case Willow Creek suffers a drought. A huge cartwheel. Thankfully, the age when people were racked up on them has long passed.
I do keep saying number 2 is the first game, but because of the way they separated the games, I mean, just the prequel to this. There's a card here we can grab. Fortune
A fortune
teller.
teller's business card. Madame Fortuna. You'll see your future. And her phone number.
We're in England now. Do we go back and forth between England and Wales? For some reason, I remember remember Wales from this game.
Madame Fortuna's business card. You'll see your future with a phone number on it.
Well, just for the hell of it, let's try dialing this phone number. Is that a gunshot? Or is that just me? That looks like a gunshot. I love fortune tellers and point-and-click adventure games. We were brought to Wales. Okay.
Hello?
Welcome to Madame Fortuna's.
Yeah, hi. My name's Adrian.
Stop. Speak no more, Adrian. I know why you're calling.
Uh-oh.
Oh, really?
You want to find out about your future.
No.
Yes.
Okay.
Adrian, you've come to the right place. I will read your cards for today. Pick a card.
Well, we're gonna do it
over the phone.
Say stop.
Stop.
I've drawn the tower.
And I've put the pawn on A3.
Tarot, Adrian, not chess. There will be drastic changes to your life. I see. Death.
Jeez, game.
Great.
You will be ripped apart by wild beasts.
Whoa.
Wild beasts. Huh.
But Adrian, there is something you can do about it.
Really? What then?
Stay away from beasts.
Yeah. Thanks.
Sounds pretty simple.
What
Yeah,
a
do you have to
load of
pay for
crap.
this? We did it from a payphone. I mean, assuming that he put like, what do you guys put in a payphone in England? Not a pound. What's the other one? Is it a pence? I don't know. I don't know your money there. Payphone. Payphone. But yeah, I don't know. Assuming that that was the only thing. It wasn't like a collect call where he had to put in like a credit card or anything. It is pence, okay. Yeah, put a few pence in there, and that's the only payment that fortune teller was going to get. So what kind of card, Tuesday, do you have to get to be told that you're going to be torn apart by wild beasts? That sounds a little too specific for a tarot card reading. Let's see, the tower means something related to your foundation is false and tumble down suddenly. That's really cool. I always, so many of these games go into tarot stuff. I know nothing about it, but it is very interesting to hear. It's funny. You get something like, oh, it's the bunny rabbit. And they're like, oh boy. You're like, it's bad. It means everyone you know will die. Here's the death card. It's great. It means that you guys will prosper. And I don't know. It's kind of funny. They're never what you expect. Those are not real cards. I'm just making it up. But it's just, it always seems that way to me. At least how they appear in games and TV shows.
The sugar's empty. Coffee in all its guises, from mocha to Irish coffee. The list of teas is still twice as long, though.
Oh yeah, you're in England. Oh, you got a bounce, Pepper. Thanks for the entertainment. Thank you for hanging out, Pepper. Hopefully we get to see some of your cool drawings again soon. Take care. I'll see you later. And death is a chill one. It usually ends in a bad scenario. I mean, a lot of it depends on the combination of the cards too, right, Tuesday? That's what really makes the story. I wonder, is she going to be scared of us too?
Shame. No donuts left.
Dang it. Tarot does not caro. Nice.
Photos of parties here in the cafe. I really didn't think they celebrated anything here in Willow Creek.
Therapy, considering you've requested 3 games and you're still number 61 on the leaderboard, that is fantastic. And then Blaze flexes. Yep, just top right down.
Now here's something quite different. It's a nice contrast to the rest of medieval Willow Creek. At last, a ray of sunshine. I was beginning to think there were only gross-looking guys with alcohol problems living in
You
this
just
dump.
saw a couple of women. What are you talking about?
Hi, I'm...
I know.
I recognize you from the newspaper.
Uh-oh.
And you're not gonna run away screaming?
I'd have a lot of running to do if I ran away from every weirdo in this dump.
You really like living here, huh?
She looks very well dressed for like working at a coffee shop, you know? Got a little bow tie and everything. She's kind of dressed, she reminds me of like somebody at a casino. Like a dealer, like that would be dealing cards or something. Kind of what that outfit reminds me of.
Has anything exciting happened recently?
Apart from the fire at the castle? Wait a minute. Yeah, the espresso machine broke down.
That's a problem.
Has this cafe been here long? I've never noticed it before.
We were closed during the fair this year.
Is it even worth having a cafe here in the village?
You'll have to ask my dad. It's his cafe. Why do you ask? Do you want to open one too?
Ew.
Yeah, sure. Right next door. A Black Mirror special cafe with ritual blood cappuccino and latte morbidato.
I mean, that does sound pretty cool.
Good idea. Could have come from Murray.
By the way, I'm Darren. Or Adrian Gordon. Take your pick.
I'm Denise, or the one who's got no time for insane arsonists. Take your pick.
Ooh.
Wow. I think I prefer Denise.
Rejected.
All right then, Darren.
So, what's a young woman like you doing in a place like this? Not one for city living?
Hell yeah. I'm just waiting for the right moment.
You mean when the twice-yearly bus to London stops here?
Something like that.
You know, Tuesday, I'm not exactly sure what happened with the fire at the castle. So the last thing I remember from the previous game is that we got suckered into going to like some kind of cave out in the middle of nowhere. And inside there, we did some ritual that seemed like I might have summoned a demon or something like that. And then the game ended. I don't know what happened at the castle and with the fire. Do we know that, or are we still finding that out? Therapy. It just doesn't think they don't like restaurants. I don't know. And that was our own castle. That's true. So, and also in our castle, we had a couple. They're both our aunts living there and the butler, I believe. We don't know what happened to them either.
Are you out of donuts?
No, there are some in the storeroom, but they're reserved for the nice inspector. He buys them here every morning.
Of course.
Grandma.
And what if I want one too?
Then bake one yourself.
How come he's the only one that gets donuts? Love donuts.
When does the inspector usually come in?
He should have been here to pick up his donuts ages ago. He's probably been delayed by the scum of the earth. Again.
Nice description.
Talking about us.
That's what Conrad calls his clientele, not me.
Conrad?
Conrad Spooner. That's what the inspector's called.
Him.
Didn't you know?
Great. Oh yeah, we know all about Spooner.
I'd like a coffee, black.
Coming up.
Can we afford coffee? We don't have a wallet or anything. I'm assuming we have money. Okay, I'm getting a coffee. I mean, the game decided it, right, Therapy? This worked out. Oh, you know what? I'm probably supposed to steal something right now. While she is.
Culture is spreading. Mild beans and double roasted. Is Willow Creek ready for this?
I don't know why I thought that way, but these games just make me think that way. You get them distracted, and you take shit.
Kinda weird. Lots of the people in the photos have been murdered.
Oh, coffee's done.
If the inspector needs his donuts every morning, and there weren't any to be had, then he would be sure to be out of his office for a while.
Ah, then we can check out our files.
Hello? I'll have another coffee, please.
It's on the bar.
It's cold. Can I get a new one?
Sure.
What a jerk. It's not cold. It's been there like 5 seconds. Okay, so we're supposed to do something when this is going on. Absolutely. Pathetic flowers, coffee mugs. Let's go in the employees only.
I think the door leads into the storeroom. At least that's what this sign suggests.
So we gotta steal some donuts. Exactly, Tuesday. Well, there's no donuts in there. I thought she said they're in the back room, right? Totally normal behavior.
I've got to come up with something that's going to make Spooner hang out here in the cafe for a while.
We're probably in the freezer.
A high-performance chest freezer with a glass lid. Not a lot in it. A pack of card cases. Oh, and a box of ice cream. Mint and chocolate.
Ice cream.
The seal is in really bad shape. If it gets wet, you probably wouldn't be able to get the chest open anymore.
This music is pretty epic for a freezer. Okay, double-clicking on an interactive game element will immediately trigger the corresponding action.
It's colder.
Oh, double-clicking. So it just skips the typing, or the chatting option. Okay. Where the heck is the donut stuff?
A shelf full of stock for the cafe. What have we got here?
Aha.
Coffee, tea, juice, milk. Ah, and a package of donuts.
Where? Grab the donuts. Hide them. Steal them. There we go.
Those have to be the donuts specially reserved for Spooner.
Yoink. I feel like there's something that we're supposed to do here. Milk. You want some milk, please?
Now it's open again.
Oh, so I think we're supposed to leave that open and it's gonna wreck the ice cream or something? Hide in it? I don't think it's possible. We can just open and close it. There's a wash bucket here too.
A wash bucket filled with, dirty water. A wash bucket. There are things like coffee.
Okay, nothing we can do with that. Alright, I think we're done here. Just for the hell of it, let's start our first save. There we go. Yeah, depending on how long we had to hide in the freezer game, our therapy, this game could be very, very
I can't just march
short.
into the storeroom with a pack of donuts. I'm only just out on bail. I don't want to end up straight back in the can for shoplifting.
That's what the game wants us to do. Okay, so rather than just making the donuts where she can't find them, we're going to put them in the freezer, so she's going to have to take extra time
I'll
thawing
put the
them
box
out.
of donuts in a nice visible spot in the freezer.
So then the inspector will have to wait a while. That makes sense.
We're gonna have frozen donuts here soon. Begging the question, how's that gonna help me?
Well, because you want it to take the inspector a while, right? I thought that was the point.
We're gonna have frozen donuts here soon. I'd better close the freezer so the donuts can get cozy in there.
I tried to. Oh, maybe I have to double click it. Oh, now he's doing it automatically. Username.
It's hardly gonna
How's
stop
it going?
Spooner though. I'm gonna have to make sure that the freezer isn't so easy to open.
How would you make the freezer not easy to open? Put a lock on it or something?
Hello? I didn't know that donuts was so popular in England.
I don't know, but I do know that Spooner loves them. Just as much as those cops in American TV shows.
And what does the dear inspector do when there aren't any donuts left?
He always gets what he wants. If need be, I bake him some.
Wow. Where am I going? Well, the donuts are in the freezer. So Yeah, I thought about the dirty water thing too, Tuesday. It didn't seem to let me interact with it. But maybe now that it's
I think
closed,
I'll have
I
another
can.
one.
It's on the bar.
It's cold. Can I get a new one?
Okay.
This poor barista. Okay, let's try going back there again. I thought I was done, because he closed the door. The donuts will be frozen. Then she'll have to take a bunch of time to thaw them out before she can bake them, or give them to the inspector, right?
A wash bucket filled with, dirty water.
So yeah, we can look at it, but we can't interact with that. Then there's the shelf and the chest freezer.
Now it's open again. We're gonna have frozen donuts here soon. Bacon.
But that's what's confusing me, though, is he's saying begging the question, how's that going to help me? That makes me think I'm missing an important element to this, but I'm not sure what.
We're gonna have a wash bucket.
Yeah, I can't seem to interact with the wash bucket.
There are things like coffee, tea, juice, and milk on the shelf.
Yeah, I think I'm just going to close it and leave. Did you right-click on it? Let's see. Yeah, right-clicking on the bucket doesn't do anything. Right-clicking on the shelf doesn't. Yeah, no right-clicking yet.
We're gonna have frozen. There are things like coffee.
Yeah, so when I
close the freezer
try to leave,
so the donuts can get cozy in there.
then he closes it. He
It's
says
hardly gonna stop Spooner though. I'm gonna have to make sure that the freezer isn't so easy to open.
You know, I think we're missing an item. I think we have to come back here. We don't really have anything to keep it locked, so we probably just need something else. Anything in the inventory?
I can't just merrily waltz.
They got some weird sound effects. What was that even? Is there something on screen that I
Hello?
missed?
I'll
Need
have
another
another
coffee.
please.
It's on the bar.
It's cold.
Or
Can I
fourth
get a
coffee.
new one?
Sure.
I tried the pencil, but I didn't try the business card, or the diary, or the fortune teller card, or the map. No. What a terrible customer. And what's funny thing is I'm just going to leave. I'm not even going to have that coffee. It's just a distraction. Yeah, there's no items that we have now. I think we need to come back here with more items later on. And there'll probably be something to help us tie it up maybe, or lock it down.
They look really pathetic, but still better than cheap plastic ones. This is the best seat in the house, with a view of the village square. Unbelievably thrilling. You can watch them.
Oops.
Flower vase or coffee cup? Probably both. Looks comfortable, unlike the chairs.
Okay, let's get out of here. We'll come back here. There's definitely something else that thing needs. All cops are crazy about donuts. It's so funny that that is like a common theme, but it's kind of true, at least from what I know about police, like local police that I know, just driving by donut shops. Always cops there. It's awesome.
They're so absorbed in the conversation that they don't even notice me. Perhaps it's better that way.
Yeah, you'd probably scare the crap out of them. I mean, some cops are overweight, but in my experience, that's generally not the most common shape of a police officer. They seem to be typically in shape. You've never seen a cop in a donut shop. You have a bunch of young guns. They're trying not to fall into that stereotype.
The windows have colored plastic stuck on them. It's hard to make out anything. Is that Tom's underwear hanging out to dry? Nope. Cloths. They aren't particularly clean, but I wouldn't expect anything else from Tom's pub. You know? I'm glad I drank bottled beer last time I was there.
Wait, so this is this the guy that was a jerk in the previous game? I like the artwork in this game.
Huh. You can hardly make out what used to be written there, but I assume that nothing edible has ever been served here, at least since Tom inherited the pub.
I completely forgot about all the fat shaming, funny thing.
Anyone want to buy an E?
I love it. It's, what do you call it? Oh, a sponge.
It looks like it hasn't been used for a very long time. I'm about to change that.
Wheel of Fortune humor. Maybe we can take the sponge, dunk it in the dirty water, and then use that on the donuts.
A dry sponge full of chalk dust.
That might help us. Of course we need a sponge. It's like, why would you grab that? The fat shaming doesn't even register because it's coming from a man who says wagon.
That's Tom's pub. I think he's still a bit angry because I left him in the swamp and stole his car.
The ironic part about this puzzle is there was a perfectly usable mop that you could have done the same thing with right there. That's besides the point. Oh, poor
Murderous
Nate.
greetings from Willow Creek. The usual postcards and brochures. It says 3 kegs, probably of beer.
What else would they be kegs of? Tea? But sponge absorbs more water. Did you see the size of that sponge? I don't know. Oh, I can double click to basically teleport into places too. Did actually not mean to go there. Okay, I'm gonna need a coffee again. Wait! Go back in. Oh wait, the store? Hold on. Did you see something in here? Oh, what did you forget to mention, Janie? What am I missing?
The sales girl is terrified of me. As long as I don't ask her any questions, then I probably won't give her a heart attack.
I mean, I do want to look... Oh, the knife is gone. That's what you're pointing out. There is no knife here.
There were a load of knives in that before, or am I mistaken?
Sold out.
No, it didn't. You're hiding them from me, aren't you?
The sales girl is terrified.
Give me my knife. Give me the knife. That's great. Yeah, there were knives there. What was he saying? That's a nice knife. Something real creepy like that. Yeah, but the mop is for cleaning the floor, not other surfaces. No, you can't multi-use items. I will say, Black Mirror... I think it was the original one? Black Mirror 1. Remember that knife that we got in the beginning of the game? We used it like 5 or 6 times. The knife was awesome. I'm so used to in these adventure games. You get one item, you use it in one thing, and then you're done.
I can't just merrily waltz into the storeroom. The waitress would spot me.
The 0th game. Oh, the blanket you're crocheting, Janie? You measured it against my parents' queen-size bed on all sides, and it was less than 3 inches from each side. That's a huge crochet blanket, Janie. That's awesome. That was
Hello?
a good night. I want to try to do a Samuel Gordon voice. See if I can do a good impression. I am Samuel Gordon. Let me know how that is. I just want to like say all of Samuel Gordon's lines just like that. Okay, we're gonna need some more coffee.
I think I'll have another.
Gordon.
Okay.
I said Gordon. I am Samuel Gordon. I think I'm having a hard time with Gordon. Gordon. Okay, let's dunk this in the water. Samuel Gordon.
The sponge.
Okay, let's try to... I guess we're just gonna, like, trying to freeze the donuts so they're stuck to the floor of the freezer.
Now it's open again.
I like that mist coming out of there. That's kind of cool.
I'll wet the sealing rubbers with the wet sponge.
Oh, he's trying to seal this thing frozen. Okay.
If you close the freezer now, the water will freeze and it'll be almost impossible to open it again without defrosting the whole thing. Farewell, you donuts. Nobody's going to be getting you out of there in a hurry.
I mean, considering that you have, like...
Now that ought to slow down the inspector's donut order somewhat.
A jacket of infinite holding, it would have been easier just to smuggle them out of there. Ooh, take a shower, Nate. Enjoy your shower, dude. We'll see you soon.
There are things like coffee.
Okay, now I actually think we're done here. So all I did was I put water around the edge of the freezer so it would freeze shut and they couldn't open it.
Another one of these flat days today. I could really do with something to lift me up a little.
Edward could come along at any time. Better if we wait till this evening.
Oh.
Son Edward. Give me a couple of donuts at least.
Oh.
Yeah, sure. I'll get you some.
It's not just donuts he's after. I think it's supposed to be hair.
Your donuts seem to have ended up in the freezer.
Yeah? But can't you boil them in the oven for a bit?
The problem is, the lid's frozen solid.
Ah, I get it. You want me to help you warm up your frozen chest?
Oh, he's definitely going to be
I think
distracted.
those two are going to be busy for a while.
You can skip the cutscenes using the tab key, but beware, you could miss out on some important information. I never skip cutscenes. Unless I do it on accident. Okay, so off to the police station. Let's see if we can get that information about our family. Or the case. Do I need to talk to this guy, or can I just
Constable Zach
go
seems
grab it?
okay. Plays by the letter of the law and all that.
He's also running on a computer from the 1980s.
Can I ask you something briefly?
Hmm? You see the time flashing up there? Was that supposed to be 12:41? No, I don't see it anymore. There it is. It's kind of jacked up.
Do you believe I set fire to the castle?
Well, Mr. Michaels, you claim to be Samuel Gordon's son, and you were at the scene of the crime with a smoldering torch in your hand.
Uh-oh.
I had that to defend myself with.
Against the mysterious secret order that nobody knows about and nobody's seen?
Exactly.
It's mentioned in the Gordon Chronicles.
500 years ago.
Forget it.
And then there was the thing with poor Miss Valley, right? We found your tracks at the scene of the crime.
I told you, forget it.
It's not looking good for us. My boy. Either 12:41 or 13:41. See, like... this is just the American John, but I want like an AM or PM. Not a big fan of the 24-hour clock system. I understand its use. Computer they used for the first Apollo launch. I wouldn't doubt it.
Spooner, your inspector, is he always so nice?
I don't know. He was in the homicide department in London until half a year ago. Then, he got redeployed here as a punishment.
That explains a lot.
Since then, he's tried everything to get back out of here. He locks people up for the smallest of misdemeanors. Good for the statistics, you see.
And you can't do anything about it?
What does a bear do about the winter? He rows himself up and sleeps until the spring comes.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, if you grew up with the 24-hour thing, the other one probably doesn't make sense. For me, it's the opposite, where I grew up with the AM, PM 12-hour clock. So for me, every time I'm like, okay, it's 16:41, gotta do the math. Okay, it's 4 41. Okay, I got it. So I always have to do a little bit of math, whereas the other way, I don't have to do math. And the only reason, at least in America, that I see it used is usually for like military things, or it could be useful for times where you don't know what time it's going to be. Like you can't just tell someone, oh, we're meeting up at 3, you know? If it's like a military thing, that could be like 3 in the morning, because they often do these crazy missions at those times, or it could be 3 in the afternoon. You don't know. If I tell a friend, hey, we're meeting up at 3, there's no question. It's 3 in the afternoon, you dummy.
Can you make a copy of my file and send it to my lawyer?
Didn't he get one ages ago?
Nope.
He wants to have the current version for the embassy.
Not possible.
Something wrong?
I'd forgotten. The copier gave up the ghost a few weeks back, but there's a new one on order.
Are you being serious?
It's not so bad. I have so little to do here, I could type up most of the documents.
I understand. So would you be so kind as to type my file?
No.
And what if I fix that thing?
All right then, you go and see what you can do with it.
That is very true, Therapy. It does make more sense, I guess, when you're talking about crazy time zone stuff like that, too. In certain puzzles, you have to organize things in the correct order. You can drag these by keeping the left mouse button pressed and rotate them, and then didn't get to read all that. Okay, so there's a puzzle we're not there yet. We have to rotate things. LG Velvet phone. I haven't even heard of that yet, Tuesday.
How long are you gonna look for Angelina?
She'll be deemed missing until we find her.
Even if she's long since dead?
We haven't found her body yet, Mr. Michaels.
How involved were you in the investigation of my case?
I searched the sewer system and the bunker.
And you didn't find any clues?
No.
That just can't be true.
Dang it.
It's bloody dark down there, Mr. Michaels, and full of rats. Not for the faint-hearted.
Is there anything new on the kidnapping? Have you spoken to Tom, Bobby, or the kid in Wales?
According to the statement, Tom was at Alton Towers with Bobby at the time.
And you don't find it a little bit strange that those two went to a theme park?
The only strange thing was that Bobby was in hospital for 2 days afterwards with concussion. But we've got a medical certificate that proves that.
Poor Bobby.
And
I like
what if
Bobby.
Tom was lying?
We can't prove it. He had 2 tickets for the theme park and the paperwork from the hospital.
Damn. And the boy?
There's no one called Van Helsing in Wales.
Goodbye, Constable.
There's no Van Helsing? Dang it. Oh, so it has a really nice mic. I mean, it seems like everybody's been on a big kick on the, what do you call it? The cameras on phones. It always seems to be the most important part. It's kind of cool to see somebody going for a really high quality mic on a phone. Let's see. Oh, you think you woke up because of the rooster? Is that what you're trying to say, rooster? Not sure, because I'd usually just turn around and sleep, but I've not been hearing it since. That's pretty cool, Tuesday. I mean, we're at a point now where you can't really improve the cameras an incredible amount, so why not put a really nice mic in there? It's amazing what they can cram into such a small space, isn't it?
It can't be that difficult to fix a copier. I studied it once. Well, kind of.
Okay,
What
so
have we
here's
got
going to be the
here?
puzzle, maybe.
The fuse is blown. Switch to turn it on, and you press the green button to copy. If I twist and connect the wires that work, it should be able to copy again.
There we go. Sausage fingers on mobile. Yep, same here. Hi, Gus. Let me see if I can get a rare sighting of Gus on camera. Stick around, buddy. He's always so quick to come and go. Oh, he's about to leave. Hi, buddy. What you doing? Hi, Gus. He's just chilling. He's just chilling. It's like, I know I heard somebody jump on the futon. All right. Oh, this is interesting. Is this like actual photographs? This kind of looks like digitized graphics, doesn't it? Oh, shovel face. It doesn't look like it was hand-drawn art. All right. So fuse is blown. We probably need to get rid of all of these busted ones, right? We can only move the red ones. Oh my goodness! Lens! Welcome, Raiders. Welcome, Lens. How are you guys doing? Welcome to John Cadia. I saw you streaming early, Lens. It was really cool. I haven't seen you stream in a long time. What, were you still playing Spider-Man? I think you were playing Spider-Man last I got to see you online. No, you were working on Uncharted last. You were playing Spider-Man, though. Or was that just my terrible memory remembering incorrectly? Spider-Man and then Uncharted. Oh my gosh. Samuel Gordon, thank you very much for the gift sub to Lens.
In case you didn't know, Samuel Gordon is from this game, and he is a terrifying killer.
Thank you again, Samuel Gordon. 2 gift subs. Hey, Twisted Chris, how's it going? Welcome, dude. And there's all the pups right there. Aww. Gus has already moved. I was going to show him to you again. He was just on the futon, but now he's disappeared. Nice. So how is Uncharted The Lost Legacy going, Lens? I think I was streaming that, and you got to see me do a bit of that game too. That was my first playthrough of the game. I really enjoyed it. It is token time. You are absolutely right, Blaze. Bam. So we just started a new puzzle. We can move all of these red wires. Now I'm trying to remember where... Looks like they were all connected over here, weren't they? Okay, they can't occupy the same space. I was thinking maybe I could like tie them together or something. You got a burb. Oh, for your for gifting the emote, or gifting the sub, I guess. Let's see. You bought Lost Legacy at the end of 2018 and literally just unwrapped it. Doesn't it drive you crazy when you buy a game and you just don't have time to open it for a long time? I wonder, like, why did I buy this? Usually by the time I get to play it, it's like half the price, you know? So I'm like, jeez, John. Oh, now I see it. There's numbers here. Okay, so 1, 2, and 3. What is 1, 2, and 3? Tuesday. Good catch, Tuesday. Very nice. Yes! So I see the one... Oh, and I also see a 1, 2, and 3 over here. Okay, so let's try to accomplish 1. I'm not sure what 1, 2, and 3 are, but let's connect everything we need for 1. So that goes here, I'm guessing. Does that need to connect there? It doesn't look like it actually connects to anything. You've started Spider-Man 4 times, Phantasma, and each time your PS4 crashed. Oh no, you gave in and bought a Pro. Do you notice the difference, Phantasma? Even without a 4K TV, when I've played the Pro, I've definitely noticed a difference. Can I connect this? There we go. Okay, so maybe 1 goes to here, here, then down here. Okay, I don't think 1 is actually connected yet. I think I only played Spider-Man on a Pro. A difference in what? Oh, just the difference between playing the games on a PlayStation 4 base or the PlayStation 4 Pro. I mean, that's a big difference in not crashing. I just meant like graphical differences. Like, does it look nicer to you? Does it run smoother? Oh, here we go. What did that do?
That should do it.
Did I solve it? Did I solve it?
Can I ask you something briefly?
I was trying to play around. I thought maybe things would pop up.
The copier is working again. Now, can you copy my file?
Come on.
Sure. Then I'll send the copy to your lawyer. The copy of your file?
Or you could give it to me.
Then I can send it myself.
The inspector insists that no files can leave the building without authorization.
I see. Damn. Constable? When does the mail go? My lawyer needs the file as soon as possible.
I'll post it later on. It ought to be collected this afternoon.
Thanks.
We
Goodbye,
will
Constable.
intercept that. So it does, Phantasma. You're still working through your anger of losing your Spider-Man save. Oh, did you not have PlayStation Plus, Phantasma, to do the, what do you call it? Cloud saving thing? And you were more than halfway through. Oh, that'd be killer. You even did all the side missions up to that point. I mean, it's such a fun game. It's worth playing again, but that's still a bummer. What is the dumbest quarantine purchase everyone has bought? I bought this huge, it's probably like a 5-pound bag of like a Kona chocolate coffee thing. And it's delicious, but I'm hardly ever getting through it. It was because I thought I wouldn't be going to like any coffee shops or anything anymore. We still do go to Starbucks once in a while. Because you just go through the drive-thru. That's pretty safe. But yeah, I bought that just to like tide me over for coffee stuff. Don't have any cloud storage. Oh, that sucks, Phantasma. Yeah, if you're not paying for PlayStation Plus, that is one of the big perks about it. Not worth it just for that, in my opinion, because it's pretty rare you would need it. Oh, a pull-up bar. That's really cool. I've been using a pull-up bar for years, username. I really like them. Okay, so we know we need to intercept the mail, but we have to wait until this afternoon. That goose mask thing still kicks. Get a kick out of that. A bidet would be a great idea. I used a bidet when I was in Japan. They're awesome. I don't know why I haven't actually tried to get one myself, like for the home, but I think they're fantastic. What's a pull-up bar? I mean, there's a lot of different kinds, but Mind Blaze is basically, it's kind of like this weird sort of U-shaped bar that sticks out on the end, and you put it in a doorway. It kind of like braces itself up against the top of your ceiling where in a doorway, and then you're able to basically do pull-ups, and you don't have to like screw anything into the wall or do any kind of permanent hanging in your house. It just latches itself to a door, and you can do pull-ups. Very handy. Very handy. A ukulele on an impulse after watching therapy stream. Oh, you should have done it, mate. Oh, Tajay was in your Spider-Man stream? Oh, that's awesome. How did you know, have you played Spider-Man before, Linz, or was this your first time? Okay, we actually haven't gone in here yet.
Tom would like to see me dead. At least that's the last thing he said to me.
Okay, so we're not going in there. There's
Probably belongs to
bucket.
a fisherman.
There was a fisherman here before. I don't know what happened to him. Oh, this is your first playthroughs of both of those games. How are you liking Spider-Man, Linz? I loved that game. I did not... No, I did stream it. That's true, I did stream that game. I was streaming it to myself mostly, but I did stream it. I think I streamed the whole game. Got a weed whacker Phantasma? That's pretty cool. I hate using my weed whacker. It's like an electric one, so with the big battery, it lasts maybe 10 minutes if I'm lucky. And even then, I just seem to make a mess. Just, maybe I'm digging too much into the dirt, but it just, crap gets everywhere every time I use it. I basically have to shower like right after. Spider-Man is so tough with the boss fights.
Hello,
that was pretty
Doctor?
challenging.
Can I ask you a quick question?
Alright, we're finally going to go to our meeting with our therapist. After I peruse the rest of her office.
Today's newspaper. There are probably lots of new, unbelievable revelations about the arsonist in it. You could hardly call this straggle of flowers a bouquet.
100-foot extension cord. Nice. I've thought about getting electric stuff like that, but I don't know. To me, I think that would just be a little too unwieldy.
Whenever I'm here, the ashtray is full. Dr. Winterbottom smokes like a chimney. Perhaps she should be in therapy.
Does that slow you down very much going around your yard? I have trees in my yard and stuff I have to like kind of go around. I feel like I'd be backtracking so much it would take twice as long to weed whack.
Dr. Winterbottom's notebook. Probably very revealing. At some point she'll be able to write her memoirs with it. Dr. Winterbottom's lighter. Quite an expensive one. I guess it was a present.
Yeah, that was the lighter you were playing with when we first started the game.
The famous psychiatrist's couch. Until now I always thought it was a joke. But it's actually quite comfortable.
Well, your neighbor called code enforcement on you, so you needed it? Wait, what's code enforcement? Were you not supposed to have like a different kind of weed whacker or something? So you had to get one with a cord?
My adoptive mother had a lamp like that. I always had fun hiding in it when I was a kid. A Newton's cradle. The ball passes on its momentum to the next one, which passes it on to the next until it reaches the last one, which can't pass it on any further and is kicked into the air. A simple example of kinetic energy, but its only use is to work this toy.
It's kind of funny. I mean, as goofy as he is, he's pretty smart. He seems to bust out like biology and chemistry and physics whenever he needs it in a quest. Oh, because of the grass being too high. Okay, I thought it was because of what you were doing as far as yard work. I know, mine's getting pretty bad. I gotta mow the lawn tomorrow. In the front yard, anyway. I do the backyard every week, because it's for the dogs, you know? The front yard, I usually let that go a few weeks.
A Native American dream catcher. It's supposed to protect you from nightmares.
He's a physicist student. That makes sense. There we go.
I wonder if the record of our discussions will end up in there.
Okay, I think I've looked at everything in here.
Doctor?
What's troubling you, Adrian?
It's so sad to think the record of their discussions will go in the trash.
Do you believe me?
Darren, Adrian, we've gone through this so many times before. Of course I believe you.
Then why am I still on the hit list?
I'm a doctor, not a judge. By the way, they rejected the assessment of your not being of sound mind.
Rejected? But what about the awful nightmares?
That kind of reaction is only normal, Adrian. If somebody suddenly revealed to me that I was descended from a long line of bloodthirsty murderers, I'd have nightmares too.
It is a sweet office, isn't it? No, seriously, Phantasma, like, and that's just in general for everything. If you have a problem with somebody, it's better just to be adult about it, assuming it's not, like, way out of line, and talk to them about it first if you have a problem. Don't just go snitch. I mean, it's the same thing with workplace problems. If you have a problem with a coworker, assuming it's not, like, way out of line, you just need to go to HR or something, talk to them first, you know? If they are still giving you a problem after you've talked to them man to man or person face to face, then you go to somebody else. He wants to be marked as mentally unstable. That's what it kind of sounded like, huh?
How come you ended up here in the first place?
That help him not go to bad jail?
A colleague of mine I'd known from my student days. A doctor. Heinz Hermann. Once worked here in the sanatorium. He was a friend of the Gordons. Then, 12 years ago, those dreadful murders took place. Heinz was one of the victims. I came here to give his family and the others a little spiritual support, and I'm still here. That's just how life goes sometimes.
I had to think about how I said that, like, man to man. It's not universal. Face to face.
Is it true that Spooner was sent here as a punishment?
Yes, I've heard that too.
What did he do then?
As far as I know, he overstepped his authority back in London, and that led to some guilty people getting off. Or maybe the other way round. However, I'm not exactly right in the picture with all this.
Oh, great. A bad-natured investigator who can't tell the difference between guilty and innocent. I couldn't have come up against a better guy.
That's no bueno.
Get this. I've been released on bail.
Well, that's a good reason to celebrate.
I'm not quite so sure. The bail was paid anonymously. You know anything about that by any chance?
Did you do it?
Anonymously? No. Who'd do something like that?
No idea. To be honest, I'd hoped you were behind it.
The Illuminati. Oh, that's good, Phantasma. I mean, totally understandable, too.
You like living in Willow Creek?
Yes, I like the life and the people. It's like time stood still here.
And every few years, along comes some psycho and murders half a dozen locals.
Yes, well, compared to the murder statistics in London, it's a proper holiday here.
I hate law in New York. I'm not a fan of it. If I'm working with my wife or something outside, that could be fun, but usually I'm just doing it on my own, earbud in, listening to a podcast or something, just trying to get it done as quickly as possible.
Do you see me as being an arsonist?
Judging by your nightmares, you do at least seem to have a violence-orientated imagination.
Yeah, but Stephen King has that too.
Yeah.
As far as I'm aware, he has never been under suspicion of an arson attack resulting in 3 dead.
Whose side are you actually on?
On your side, Adrian.
Good. I swear to you that I've only ever told you the truth.
There are as many truths as there are people, Adrian, and we still have to find yours.
What do you guys think of her so far? I think she's on the up and up. I think we could trust her so far. I kind of don't think we will. Well, actually, no, I take that back, Blaze. We probably will kill Spooner. Oh, you listen to Broward County Bond Court on YouTube. One of my sadder hobbies. Hey, do you listen to that while you do the yard work? There's a Ninja Andy behind the green screen. What's up, baby? You bored? Andy's bored. Why don't you play Animal Crossing? No? Have you done everything? No? Why don't you crochet? You want to play this game with me? What do you want to do? He just wants to hang out. Andy gift tokens. Lynn says, Andy, play Animal Crossing. Okay, let's ask about our visions.
I had a strange experience earlier. It was just like one of my nightmares, but this time I was awake. It was in the police station, just as I was wanting to pick up my stuff. I suddenly found I had awesome strength. I dragged the guy to me through the bars and rammed my pencil into his eye. Wham! Then it was all over. It was just so real. Scary.
I mean, it's your therapist,
You don't
but
say.
Still.
Oh, great. So I'm cursed and possessed.
That's kind of freaky.
I was talking to a colleague about you the
Aw.
other day. She's how shall I put it? She understands alternative therapies.
What's that all about then? Drugs? Electric shock? Voodoo?
Hypnosis.
You're not serious.
It would at least be a possible way of finding out more.
That would be interesting.
Well, for my part, as long as you don't saw open the top of my skull.
Hypnosis. That's gonna be terrible for us. Oh, that's very cute, Taji. I love that. Yeah, I need to see if she would like to do her own Animal Crossing stream. That'd be pretty fun. All right, let's ask about this therapy session.
These sessions, how long are they supposed to continue for?
What do you mean?
Well, I've been coming here every day for the past 3 weeks, but I'm still having nightmares every night, and the assessment says I'm 100% fit.
We ought to try hypnosis.
And what's that supposed to do? You want to join in on my nightmares?
Let's just try it tomorrow. If we can get to your roots, then perhaps we'll understand what your dreams are trying to tell us.
Did you do...
Oh. That's what they want to tell us. The dreams, I mean. Well, okay then, Doc. If you think that this might help me in some way. Catch you later.
Take care.
You were doing ASMR, Linz? Is that right? Okay, how come I can look at the waste bin again?
I wonder if the record of our...
Certain things you can look at more than once. I'm guessing we're going to have to go back to this later. Not yet, though. Like everything else I clicked on, I can't click on it a second time. Yeah, that gasp kind of got me, too. Nothing is quite as funny, and there's a clip of it. And Therapy also put it in that birthday stream video that she edited together, but I was whispering, I think I was whispering to Janie. I was like, hey Janie, you really need to. And then I was playing Soma, I think, and this crazy voice went off in my head, and it was like, it said something creepy that was really funny. It's like, quit wasting time or something like whoa, Jesus. It was awesome. One of my favorite jump scares on stream. That and of course, Andy scaring me. That was great too.
Willow Creek's Museum of Local History. A valuable hoard of English cultural history.
Wow, these different angles. Like, this is the same place we've been before, and we did go in this, and I had that funny, like, animatronic Samuel Gordon killing the kid and stuff, and sawing off that person's head, but, like, it looks so different from this angle, huh? I like that they do that. It doesn't feel like they're reusing graphics, I guess.
The sad remains of a bicycle.
And the game audio being muted. 30 minutes. Oh, that's terrible,
There's a
Blaze.
poster hanging here. We're rebuilding for you. Soon will be even more spectacular. Experience the horror up close and personal. Reopening on the 1st of December. That's in a few days' time.
Ooh, I bet when this place reopens, it's going to have some stuff with us in there. What do you think? Especially
I'd just
because
like to see my file before I leave the village.
Especially because they know to tie us to the family.
I'd just like to see my...
Okay, so we can't go to the woods. We can't go that way. Detention still has the record for 2 hours being muted. And the funniest thing is you guys weren't even trying to keep it from me. You guys had no idea. That's got to be a record. On some, like, for like a legitimate stream that has more than like 2 people watching, that has to be like a record.
Okay, this is my last chance to get my hands on the file. I somehow need to stop the letter from vanishing irretrievably into the mailbag.
Okay, so we need some kind of contraption to grab the letter before it sinks to the bottom.
The mailbag is stretched over a kind of hanger. I could lay something over it so that the letter doesn't fall into the bag.
Detention was a pretty quiet game. That's true. We could dress up as a mailbox, just have our mouth open waiting for the letter.
A barrel. The mailbag is stretched. I could lay something over it so that...
Okay, so we need something to lay over this. How about the fortune teller card? Business card. Our diary. We don't have very many objects. Maybe there's something we could take from the police station. I think we're missing an item here. There's not much in here. Oh, here's some keys up here. I almost missed that.
I guess those are the keys to the cells.
Hey,
apart
Diddy!
from the fact that
How's it
everyone
going?
here would notice if I took them, my cell is open.
Well,
I'm not going back there voluntarily.
okay, never mind. I guess we don't need to go back there. Well, you know, we can go back in the cafe. The woman is very surely still distracted. We might be able to get something from there. That's a very good question, Tajay. Should be on house arrest. Oh, there's somebody new here. Edward. Is he the stand-in for when the girl is getting boned?
The cafe waiter is a real stiff. Maybe he's just swallowed something rather nasty? Oh, I'll just ask him.
Oh. I'm not going to go into that joke. Swallows something real nasty, guys.
Hi.
Good day, sir.
You almost look like a waiter to me.
You're absolutely right, sir. My name is Edward.
They do dress up like that in the cafe? I go to Starbucks too much. I'm used to like just a black shirt and a green apron. Yeah, and he is a suspect. It's not unusual for him to move around town, but not in and out of a police station, right? It seemed pretty. I mean, it's a small town, Tajay. They probably don't deal with this very much. They just don't know how to handle it.
Do you know the inspector?
Of course. He's a very good customer. Perhaps a little too good. He likes to keep Denise from doing her work. And she likes being distracted.
So maybe it's not the right job for her.
On the contrary, sir. I tell her father time and again she's absolutely the right woman for the job. Even the workmen from the castle come down here for a coffee. I really couldn't imagine anyone better for the job than her.
Are they coming just because she's here? Just in this particular cafe? I was like, do people really dress up at cafes in England?
What can you tell me about Willow Creek?
A quiet place. Bad for midwives, they'd find no work here. But ideal for authors, if they happen to write thrillers.
Yeah, or horror stories.
Oh, that'd be so sad, username. This is her fiance.
It's a nice cafe you've got here.
Thank you, sir. I do all I can to keep it that way.
Aren't cafes a bit uncommon in England?
If you say so, sir. But I think this place deserves an alternative to that drunkard's dive over there.
Yeah.
You've got lots of photos of the people of Willow Creek in here. Have you got any of the Gordons?
Sorry, sir, but the Gordons do not keep company in these humble rooms.
Where do they keep company then?
As far as I know, they very rarely leave their estate. They used to go to church every Sunday,
So,
but it's been a long time since they've even done that.
I'd better be going.
Please do us the honor again soon, sir.
I think Distracted is going to become our new, for this game anyway, basically characters getting some. Like, remember Unavowed? The term that we had for people getting some? I think it was it Simplicity? Was that it? I remember it was like a term that you wouldn't... Yeah, they crave simplicity. That was it. I love that. Ah, simplicity. Yeah, I don't really see anything we could grab to help with the mail situation.
Later. I better not go in there right now, or Denise will bar me from the place.
This is kind of cool. I barely noticed that. You see in the back here, there's kind of like, I don't know if they're mirrors or what, but we can see our reflection in that glass back there. Kind of cool. Nice little detail. Oh yeah, I haven't looked at our diary once, actually, Therapy. Faulty photocopier. So we already finished the photocopier. I think. Oh wait, was that still just part of the whole quest run? Well, we fixed it. Let me read the rest of this. Okay, so the photocopier's working, but I'm still not going to get a copy. The constable is going to post my file in the letterbox later. Maybe I can stop that from happening. So it just kind of gives us the most recent thing, which is kind of cool. I like that. I didn't even think I could change pages, which is kind of a good thing as long as there's never a need to. Oh yeah, I guess you guys can't see it down here. It's like right behind me. Diary, right there. And next to it is the pencil. I don't know why the barrel has, and my mic was in the way too of the pencil. I don't know why the barrel has a cog icon though.
A barrel. A barrel. A barrel.
We did. We looked at the letterbox and he says that it's... You should be able to lay something on top of it to block it from
The
falling.
mailbag is stretched over a kind of hanger. I could lay something over it so that the letter doesn't fall into the bag.
And I tried everything that I have in my inventory, but no such luck. The barrel was freaking you out the whole game. Okay, I'm glad I'm not the only one. It's like, what am I supposed to do with this? So yeah, I think we need something else to just lay on top of that. Oh, well, thank you, Phantasma. I mean, it honestly helps a lot having you guys here as well, because for me personally, I usually would just look stuff up after I've tried everything I could think of. I don't follow a walkthrough, but I kind of exhaust my options, and then I look something up so I don't just waste my time, you know? But having you guys here, you guys also throw out ideas, especially if you haven't played the game before, and that helps me out too. It's kind of like crowd sourcing the puzzles, which is neat. Poor Blaze, such a stickler for language. It is a puzzle game of types. Just like God of War is an action game. Contra is an action game. They're not very similar games. It is a puzzle game. There are puzzles. We are doing them. We're solving puzzles. Oh, wait, before you look it up, say the word. Oh, yeah, that's the thing is, with you guys here, I'll always ask you guys for ideas first, or hints, if I feel really, really stuck. Check all the items in the square. Let's see. There was... Oh, here's a board here. I thought that was just looking at this here. I missed something, Therapy. Thank you.
A piece of thin board.
Ta-da!
Ah, it's a menu. They probably don't need it anymore.
When I first clicked on that, I thought he just mentioned how this thing was useless. I missed the board on there. There is stealth in this game too, Blaze, yes.
A narrow, thin board. I found it amongst the remains of the fair.
Now, if you have a... Let's say you run a game shop, Blaze. You run a game shop, alright? I got 5 categories of games I can have. I've got puzzle. I've got action. I've got sports. I've got VR. And I've got mobile. Which category does this game go in? It's just language. You don't need to get that uptight about it. It has puzzles. It's more of a puzzle game than anything else. I mean, you can get down to the nitty-gritty and you have infinite categories. Point-and-click adventure game would be the most common. It's VR, my favorite genre. But you know what I'm saying, Blaze. It's mostly a puzzle game.
A narrow, thin board. I found it amongst the remains of the fair.
Black Mirror 3, the blackest of mirrors. What's going on, Shane? I think you are absolutely correct, Shane. This game starts off with our character kind of losing his mind. I think this is going to be a very dark Black Mirror game. Good to see you, dude.
The board is just the right size. It'll go straight on top of the mailbag, so that when the constable posts a letter, I can easily pull it out again.
I'm doing really well. Things are good. We just beat Ghost Trick, which is a really cool puzzle game, and we just started this game today. Ah, the timing is impeccable. All right, let's go grab our information. Luckily that they're not looking through these windows at all. Yes, I highly recommend you try Ghost Trick. I think you'll like it. What do we have here? You know what, Blaze? With those two categories, I'm going to say third-person shooter. I'm going to say third-person shooter. There's probably going to be some shooting in this game.
Let's see what's in here. Friday afternoon, 12:30. Oh, they must have discovered the body then. The time of death for Miss Valley was the previous evening, Thursday, between 10 and midnight. Cause of death, burned alive after a blow to the back of the head. Grim. Witness interviews. Let's see. Not important. Saw nothing. It continues. Friday, 1837. Emergency services called out. At that time, I was in the ruins of the old academy with Angelina, Lewis, and my mother.
So we couldn't have burned it.
Saturday, 12:06 a.m. Fire under control. At that time, I was running from the ruins in the direction of the castle. 3 bodies were retrieved. Lady Eleanor Gordon, Edward Bartholomew Bates, the butler, and Sally Wood, the cook. 1 survivor, Lady Victoria Gordon, suffering from severe smoke inhalation.
Master Bates is dead.
On Saturday morning, 12:12 a.m., Darren Michaels arrested on suspicion of arson and murder of Miss Valley. Witness interviews on the subject unproductive, and Lady Victoria Gordon could not as yet be questioned. She remains in shock. After a 2-week period of hospitalization, was discharged of her own wishes to continue medical supervision at home. Hey, it says here that Murray can't remember having seen me in the hotel on Thursday evening. That can't be right. That was exactly when he threw me out of the hotel. Oh, the rat was lying. Just wait. Evidence still insufficient to charge, but strongly suspected of crime. Current state of the investigation. Darren Michaels' conduct, as well as his contradictory testimony, is currently being examined for plausibility by the psychiatric expert, Dr. Joyce Winterbottom. Here's a note to Constable Zach. If he's diagnosed as nuts, will he have to be remanded in a loony bin? Possible murder weapon, a torch, still smoldering, which was in Darren Michaels' possession when apprehended. He is undergoing forensic examination. Deportation to USA not possible. Release of the suspect on bail on direction of the court. Dr. Winterbottom authorized as prime supervisory agent and point of referral.
We can't be deported.
Good. Then I've got 2 new goals already. Visit Victoria and see how she's doing. And let Murray know what I think.
Kick him in the face.
I'll write in his file so I don't forget. There are enough empty pages.
We just got a whole bunch of information, guys.
I can stash the remains of my diary away with it as well.
So, Master Bates perished in the fire. That's too bad. Master Bates was awesome. Wait, there's a new diary entry. The diary symbol flashes at the top left of the screen. You can open it via the icon at the top right, or by pressing D or J on your keyboard. I read that as John your keyboard. J on your keyboard. Okay. So Master Bates is dead. Yes, Blaze, this is a point-and-click adventure game. I would also argue it's a puzzle game. Not saying that you can't have finer categories, but that's like saying that metal isn't rock or something. You know, like, sure, you can go down in the weeds and like classify things however deeply you want to, But when you have high-level things, this is a puzzle game. Are we going to have a break in the stream today? I don't usually, because I only got about 30 more minutes or so therapy. I don't usually do breaks on the 3-hour streams. And then, unfortunately, this Thursday won't be the long stream, so I won't be able to do a break then. Let's see, are you glad they addressed that plot point? I don't know how about you, but I was thinking about Master Bates nonstop. We would go mad, Shane, if we didn't know what happened to him. Oh, you're communicating with Andy on crochet matters? Nice, Janie. I mean, yeah, I'm a terrible person to ask about that. Okay, so now that we have that information, can we actually leave? And Blaze, that partly comes from me working at a video store, where you have limited categories, you know? Like, okay, this game, is it a horror movie? Or is it a comedy? Because it's kind of both. You got to put it in one. We don't have a horror comedy section, you know? Now, I know you're saying, it's not a puzzle game unless there's like blocks floating down or something like very specific like that, but at the same point, you are solving puzzles in this game. If you were to look at this game on Wikipedia, under the categories, it's going to say adventure, point and click, puzzle, right? And maybe not just Wikipedia specifically, but like just websites that have categories for games. Perfect impression. Nailed it. Oh, he shattered my hopes of seeing Master Bates live on stream. I mean, luckily, hopefully Twitch doesn't have any kind of algorithm that listens to what I'm saying for keywords. If I say Master Bates, the game, Twitch in general, red flags go up. Some people from Twitch join the chat. Hey guys, how's it going? We're not the police. What are you guys talking about? Okay, so now we're trying to go back to the castle. Could be any of us. See, I trust you guys. I've seen you for a long time. Not saying that Twitch couldn't take over your account to try to go undercover. So I hear this chat of masturbating in the stream. What's going on? No, it's a character. I swear. Is this a puzzle already? Are we in a maze?
The cold pierces through your buttonholes and right down to your bones. Winter's just around the corner. In a few weeks, the last of the trees will be bare.
It's funny. I mean, my idea of trying to find a category for this game is a bad one, Blaze, because honestly, trying to look for information on this game is difficult. There's not a whole lot of sites out there that even reference this game. Thank you, Shane. We are now playing a flight simulator. Can we make it a VR game, too? Oh, I see a castle in the back.
A busted signpost. You can hardly make out what he used to say.
That's funny. I know what you mean, Blaze, but I'm also not going to get mad at somebody else for calling it a puzzle game.
My real family's home. Now I ought to go and see Victoria.
But I'm also reasonable. Were you going to say it could even be a boat, Janie? I was thinking you were going to say it could even be a boat. At least, it could be you, it could be me. It could even be a boat. I think that's a Family Guy joke. Don't do anything too exciting. We're going to run in there and just murder our grandmother. Hopefully not.
A huge lump of stone. I'm no geologist, but it doesn't look like it grew here. It's apparently a survivor of the Bronze Age, like the things at Stonehenge.
Racing game, Twisted Metal. I wouldn't call that a racing game. That's an action game, Blaze. That's an action game.
Looks like a few kids have had a party
You don't
here.
do laps. There's no racing.
Bates would go bananas if he could see all this.
Ah, we didn't have a vehicular combat section at Blockbuster. It's action.
An empty letterbox.
Now, I will say this, it's been a while, but this definitely looks a lot more aged since we last saw it. But how much time has passed? Is there more ivy and stuff, or is it just my imagination?
One of 3 nymphs that guard the castle and are supposed to provide light. Old Bates used to use the nymphs as a mnemonic device. In Greek mythology, nymphs often accompany superior divinities. They were seen as the benevolent spirits of trees, grottos, or important places. Well, that's my knowledge of nymphs pretty much exhausted.
Or Best Buy or Target or Walmart or anywhere that actually has games.
The gate is locked shut.
Those are pretty much all the games that we play, Shane. Adventure, point and click, mystery, horror, and whatever John dreams it is. Oh, from Team Fortress 2, Janie. I've only played that game like a very, very small amount. I did not get that joke. Tiny phrases enters through the mirror. I love it. Your entrances often have to do with the game. That's awesome. Welcome, Tiny.
The castle looks really threatening from here.
Crap, we can't talk to Master
got
Bates
a new
through here.
doorbell with an intercom system.
No one's going to answer. I would assume that Victoria's in the hospital, or is she still home?
Who's there? My name's Adrian Gordon. I'd like to see Lady Victoria, please.
No, she's still here.
Hello?
Shane. Actually, I had no idea these games existed. Thank Therapy, Android.
Lady Victoria has just woken up.
Yes, of course.
Please excuse the chaos. The builders are working on the renovation.
She has a new nurse.
You're looking after Lady Victoria?
Yes. I'm a trained nurse of your...
great-grandmother.
I take care of all of your great-grandmother's needs.
Thank you, Miss...
Angelina. Sister Angelina.
Thank you, Sister Angelina.
Yeah, that noise is getting annoying.
Can I
Let's
just
get in the
ask you
house.
something?
Thank goodness. Yeah, so, Shane, we have a system in our stream where if you earn enough tokens, which right now is 3,500, you get to pick a game for us to stream. And Therapy has requested the first game, the second game, and now this one. So we got to do the entire series. This game is obviously a shoot and loot. Such a great survival horror game. There's been moments, Blaze. There's been moments.
Do you think that being in the middle of a construction site is the right place for such an old lady?
Lady Victoria was most insistent that she be moved back into the castle. She said that she'd been born here and that she wanted to die here. And the walls here are rather thick. She doesn't hear that much. At least she hasn't complained as of yet.
Tiny's like, wait a second. I thought you were playing a... what is their new category now? Crap, why can't I think of the name that they call Fortnite and like PUBG and stuff? The 1 versus 100 category. Gotta save them tokens, Shane. Battle Royale. That's right, Battle Royale game. Imagine Battle Royale point-and-click adventure mixture.
How is Lady Victoria?
As well as can be expected. She's not speaking to me, unfortunately. Perhaps you'll have better luck.
Oh God, looks like a death chamber in here. Oh, I can feel a chill right to my heart. I can only hope Victoria gets better soon.
Somebody say Battle Royale. I'm just kidding. Did she lose her arms, or is that just a weird angle? Oh, I wish I could zoom in the graphics there. That looks weird to me. John, you tease. Is it just me, or does it look like she has, like, it's like she's cut off right at the elbow or something? That's a cool painting, though. That looks creepy. Okay, we have to loot first.
A small casket. Victoria probably keeps her jewelry in it.
I do remember Muds, Shane. You could totally... I mean, A lot of them probably kind of turn into battle royales if they had PvP. But yeah, I did play some. I used to, gonna age myself here. I used to dial into a BBS, which is before you had normal internet and you could browse websites back in the day. So it was all text-based. And you could play some games, you could download some files, and I would join into MUDs, a multi-user dungeon, I think is what that stands for. And it's basically like a little RPG you can play with your friends and usually work together or kill each other. It's fun. But everything was done in text. You would say like, go north, go south, look, attack this thing. Phantasma. They should make categories for games like they do Netflix. Incredible mustaches. That would be great. Gritty Boston. Oh, you're modding for Kate? Oh, is Kate streaming right now? I know who we might raid later. Okay, so we can't steal the jewelry box.
Hairbrushes, makeup utensils, creams, Victoria's cosmetic stuff. A shelf with books, souvenirs, and caskets on it. Huh, probably full of memories.
And do my eyes deceive me? Is that toilet paper down there?
Reminds me of Lady Eleanor's castle in Wales, but during better days. When Tom was holding me prisoner there 3 weeks ago, it was already half sunk in the marsh.
Playing Last of Us in grounded mode? Now that's the hardest difficulty, right? I've never played in that mode. I don't really have any intention of ever doing that. I think that would just be too frustrating for me.
A huge oak bed. Presumably it used to be William's and Victoria's bed. William died more than 12 years ago.
And I did see that Kate had posted that she got some trolls on her last stream. That sucks. I bet that category is more common for that stuff.
A bit of a deja vu moment. About 4 weeks ago, I was standing at my foster mom's sickbed. These machines were there too. There's even a button to call the nurse here as well.
I honestly had a difficult time on my normal playthrough. I thought it was a pretty tough game.
A plush stool. Like lots of things in this room, it's red.
I mean, it's a pretty sweet color scheme, if you gotta say.
There are lots of cupboards. Huh, this is probably Victoria's dressing room. Victoria, my great-grandmother, and the only member of my family I've got left.
Forgot about that rolling peanut butter. I'm not sure. I wasn't there for that, so I don't know what kind. Oh, transphobes and so the worst kind, basically. Crazy bigots. That sucks. I mean, yeah, we've had, I don't even know if you'd call them trolls. Just kind of interesting people jump in here, say some random stuff and leave. It's like, okay, I don't think you offended anybody. Bye. Thanks for coming in.
Hello, Victoria? It's me, Adrian.
I don't think she's awake. Are we just going to ask her questions even though she hasn't responded? Mom! Yeah, we've had a couple. I mean, it's very rare. What game were we playing when that happened? Was that Resident Evil?
Did you put up the bail for me?
So we're just going to have to keep asking questions until something triggers it. It was Resident Evil 3. I mean, that's always the... I don't want to say that we're safe in our little categories of random games, but you are safer from trolls than if you're playing a really popular game. Pros and cons.
Are you being well looked after? Victoria, are you okay?
No. Oh, she's not.
Victoria, I need your help. Really. The police don't believe me. How can I make them understand that I'm Adrian Gordon when the name Darren Michaels is printed in my passport? Victoria, you're the only one who can help me. Please.
Imagine being able to control your heartbeat so precisely you could actually communicate through that machine. That's awesome, Shane. Very wholesome troll. You just immediately ban him and report him to Twitch.
I'm sorry about what happened to Bates, Eleanor, and Sally. It must be awful for you.
Oh, that woke her up. She moved her head.
Adrian, tell me the truth. Was it you? Did you start the fire?
We weren't even there.
No, Victoria. It wasn't me. It was Lewis. He did what Angelina told him to do. She was behind all the murders. It was her who also lured me here because she needed me for, you know, the curse which only affects the male Gordons. She wanted to achieve what Samuel was trying to prevent. She was possessed by it. She lied to me, to all of us.
What's all that, Adrian? You sound like a coward. It wasn't me.
Whoa.
It was Angelina. Why should I believe you? Why have you come here at all? Things were going well for you in America. If you'd only just stayed there.
Dang.
Bates would still be alive. Eleanor, Catherine, Miss Valley. You're too weak. You can't stand up to Mordred. His ghost rides you like a child rides a rocking horse.
Dang.
Since you've turned up, there's been nothing but calamity. Just disappear again, Adrian. Do me a favor and go back to where you came from before the other half of the castle goes up in flames.
Uh-oh. Are we dreaming? Is this happening?
What have you done to
Oh,
her?
shiza.
Nothing at all. I've been talking with her, that's all.
You'd better go now. Your great-grandmother needs
Wait.
peace and quiet.
Yes, sir.
Oh, it's beeping
I'm
again.
sorry. I didn't want that. I'm sorry.
Just go, please.
I think she's okay. I think she's okay. I don't think we actually did anything.
That went well. Now it's not just everyone in the village that hates me, but the only remaining member of my family, too. Real good job, Darren. If I wasn't already doing it, I'd be signing up for therapy right away.
As far as what I think, like, waffles, pancakes, all that kind of stuff, I love them all. They're all delicious. I would never say no to any of them. I do like how waffles hold butter and syrup. I do enjoy that property of waffles, but I think they're all delicious. Oh, French toast over pancakes and waffles. French toast is also delicious. Oh my gosh. And crepes. What about crepes? I love crepes. Any of those basically breakfast cakey foods are just amazing. Tajay, pancakes are clearly better than waffles. Some people are just not capable of handling the awesomeness. Okay, I think we're done here. Can we go back in? I wanted to loot more.
The last time I was here, I was able to bust open the wrought iron gate. The lock looks way sturdier than it used to be. I'm not going to be able to get it open without a lot of hassle, for sure.
Oh, I don't think I've ever had caviar before, Therapy. Y'all eat breakfast? I have breakfast every single morning. Usually it's
Victoria's
like
had me thrown
oatmeal or
out.
something healthy.
Not a good idea to bug her again.
Okay, we're not going back in there. But I always try to have breakfast.
It's certainly decorative, if you like having boulders in your garden.
Who doesn't like having boulders in their garden? Okay, we're done here. Oh, and donuts. I never get to have donuts because they're so awful for you, and I try not to do that, but my gosh, they're awesome.
Dead branches on a dead tree. Looking at that makes you feel much more alive.
Nice correction there, Therapy. PM. I mean, PM.
As long as I don't know where this path goes, I'd rather stay here. I don't have time for a leisurely walk.
So that makes me think we are going to be able to go that way, just not right this second. I mean, as far as puzzles, like proper puzzles, we've only had a couple that were really that puzzle-like, in my opinion. One of them I kind of solved by accident. That was the copy machine. That was an interesting puzzle. Like, I can't believe I got it in the first try. And then I thought the puzzle with the whatchamacallit, the ice chest was kind of cool. I like that. Thoughts on the game so far? I'm actually really liking how this game is just kicking off right where the last one left off. It has like a good pacing so far, you know? There's no slow buildup of the mystery. It's kind of like, crap, everything's gone to shit. Just deal with it, and maybe you're like a possessed murderer now? I don't know. It's kind of interesting.
A locked gate made of rotten planks. The barbed wire and the sign are nailed to the gate. That means you can open or close it from the other side without touching the barbed wire. That's actually a no parking sign, but I guess in this context it means stay out.
Oh yes, we do have to vote. I honestly, at this point, I thought it was just like a...
There's barbed wire attached to the wooden gate.
How you guys gonna vote?
Someone's got something against unwanted visitors.
Yes for 1 and 2 and no for 3. That would shock me. Not impossible, but that would shock me.
Aimlessly wander through the woods? No thanks. The last time I did that, I got arrested for arson and murder.
I don't know if he's going to go down these other paths either. Does he have any reason to? He had to go to the castle, and we also had to go talk to, oh, this place. We also had to go to the person that worked at the hotel, right? No, not the hotel. There's somebody that lied about where we were at. I'm trying to remember who he was. So we found somebody buried here.
I found Miss Valley's corpse here.
That's what it was.
Yes, right here. But there's no evidence of the crime to be seen.
Who is Miss Valley again?
Next spring, lovers will be back here, looking out at the sea, arm in arm.
That wasn't the woman that worked at the diner, was it? No, that was back in America. Who is Miss Valley here?
An English sky that no travel brochure can ever do justice to.
You always hear about how it rains all the time in England. Like a majority of the year, right?
Sea. This is where England stops.
Or is it just overcast? Phew, Darren. I mean, is he lying?
An old abandoned lighthouse. It must have collapsed many years ago.
More overcast? Okay. Have you guys seen that movie, The Lighthouse? Oh my gosh, that's absolute insanity.
The spiral staircase is completely decayed. The lighthouse hasn't been used for ages.
I don't recommend it for everybody. I enjoyed it. Andy did not like The Lighthouse. It was weird. We can't all live in California. I mean, if we did, all of California would be just like New York or something. Just way too many people in a smaller space. Oh, I saw that earlier therapy. Sherlock had brought a mouse. How does he even know he needs to show it off? It must be a weird dominance thing. Like, you are my master, let me appease you kind of thing, you know? You only like the last scene? So you did see it, Donna. It was... I need to watch it again. It was very abstract and confusing, bizarre movie.
The shed has also been destroyed. Now it's even uninhabitable for Ralph.
Is Ralph still alive? I think Ralph is still around. As above, so below. I've seen that browsing Netflix Tuesday. Was it good? I love to watch horror movies. Horror movies is probably my favorite type of movie to watch. You heckled the hell out of it. Nice. If it's a stupid horror movie, I love to heckle it.
The stairs originally led to the first floor. Now there's nothing there.
If it's a serious horror movie, I'm totally quiet and trying to get into it.
A huge pile of rubble is all that's left of the entrance to the academy. I can consider myself lucky that I got out of there in one piece.
But the problem is now you can't get in there to prove what you saw. Oh, the concept was good. The execution was subpar. Oh, that sucks, Tuesday.
A huge pile of... I can consider myself...
We can't do anything else with that.
Half of a huge archway. The academy must have been an impressive building.
That was Ralph, wasn't it, Blaze? That was squatting here. He also had his like little doll. What was it? Bubby or something? Midsummer. That was intense. I really like that movie. I actually prefer his movie before that. What was it called? Can't think of it off the top of my head. Here, I say I liked it more. I can't think of the movie name. Hereditary. That was it. I actually preferred Hereditary. But Midsummer I thought was great, too. Very different kind of movies. Hereditary I thought was scarier. Got under my skin a bit more. Did we do everything there? I'm not sure. Ooh, It Follows. Sorry, It Flows. I loved It Follows. The soundtrack to that movie, Shane, just creeps the hell out of me. It sounds like it's going to be like a chiptune kind of soundtrack, like a video game almost.
Whoever drives here with a car is either quite brave or quite stupid.
But it's also a terrifying soundtrack. Ooh, science fiction, fantasy, and other such film genres or video game genres. How do you feel about that? Well, to me, that's more of a genre of the story, I guess. I mean, you could say a game is a science fiction game, you know, like versus a like a historical game that would obviously be nonfiction. But I wouldn't say that like it's a category of game. I mean, now you're talking about genre versus category or whatever. I could see you calling a game science fiction, but I wouldn't say science fiction is an alternative to like action or puzzle or anything like that. Kind of like horror. Like, if we're going to get into that, horror can be... Like, this could be considered a horror game, in a sense, you know? But it's not a survival horror game. That would be the gameplay versus the theme of the game, I guess. If that makes any sense.
I've no idea where that path leads. Before I get myself lost in the woods, I'd rather stay on the road.
Yeah, like Midsummer, I almost don't even consider that a horror movie. There might have been a couple scenes that were meant to be like genuinely like frightening, you know? But most of it was just like kind of unsettling, I guess. All right, I think we're done there. Okay, so if we look at our diary right now, Victoria only had some kind of evidence I could show her. Okay, so we need to go back when we have some evidence that we didn't burn down the castle. All right. Oh, this is kind of cool. Murray's false witness statement. So this is also one of our current things. I didn't go to the hotel. I think that's where we need to go next. That's where we talked to Murray, right? Why did Murray maintain that he hadn't seen me in the hotel on the night of Miss Valley's murder? That's just a complete lie. It was on that very evening that I actually even asked him what the time was. I need to understand his motive for making his false statement. Okay, so we need to go to the hotel. Have you ever seen Haunting Oh My Hill House? I think that got butchered in autocorrect. That rest was good if you haven't. Now, are you talking about the show? The Haunting of Hill House? Is that the show? I get so confused because there's like House on Haunted Hill, which is like an late 90s horror movie. That was kind of crazy. But I think Haunting of Hill House, that's the Netflix TV series, right? I did see that. I really enjoyed it. And aren't they making another one too? Haunting of Hill House. Yes, I think it's a TV series. That one I also really recommend. That was good. Yeah, if they make another season and they have some good writing on it, I'm totally down. Yes, really good one. Okay, guys, this is probably a good spot to save it, but before we go, I got something for you guys. Let me do a new save. I meant to do this on Saturday, and it just completely slipped my mind.